even if you have someone on your team that is their whole job or part of their job to manage internal communications, it's important that you at the leadership level, whether you're a senior executive or a department leader, to really think about some of the things that should be applied to your own internal communication and when you're talking to different folks. So if you're at a department director level or at the internal kind of mid-level leader level, thinking about a project that you own and how you want to connect the information to a group of people that are out there. Maybe your project that you're working on impacts everybody within the organization, and you're tasked, or you should be thinking about, if not already, how do I want to help people understand this is going to change their work process, or that this is something that's new, or something that we're fixing, something that was broken. So one of the things that's important is to really think about target audiences for each different medium of communication. So and how to best utilize those. So often, there might be a CEO video, there might be some employee town halls, there might be a newsletter. What else do we see? We see some kind of like staff updates from time to time. Sometimes that's on a consistent basis. It might be just a quick piece. There's people that do podcasts for their team to understand information, email communication, right? So there's a variety of different ways that you as an organization are communicating to staff and to mid-level and senior level leaders. So one of the things is to recognize, well, who really pays attention to those? And because likely not every single medium touches every single audience. And so just understanding maybe from those that are managing these communications, and they can tell you, hey, this group is actually the ones that are clicking on this, or these are the people that show up to this meeting, right? You could pay attention there. You could also just ask a little bit about which is the communication that you read the most or that you listen to the most, just to know, not as a fault finding method, but just to, okay, that's good to know. And so then you can craft and think through a plan that aligns the target that you're trying to communicate to with the medium, with the way to get to them. So if newsletter is really great for those that are on the front lines because their leader has a stand-up huddle and they read the newsletter in front of them and they talk about it together, great, right? Then utilize that communication. If people really need to hear and understand and they like the podcast approach, or they like a video because they might listen to it just in between meetings or some different things like that, thinking about how to use those is going to be really important. You often don't know that until you're asking and getting some information from people about what they like using or how they like to be connected with. But I think it's important to know that not all mediums are going to affect everyone. And so you have to communicate kind of creatively and across multiple different mediums, but thinking about for this target audience, how might they receive information? So if you can recognize that, then you know which one to pull, which thread to pull when it's something that you need to communicate to that audience in specific.